This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
This is a sham.
No. Y'all, just stop.
Get real. Welcome to DBL. Happy Thursday, everybody. Again, I'm in for Tori today, who I do want to wish from all of us a very happy birthday, girl.
Yes.
I know she's at home, she's watching right now, and she definitely has some FOMO, which we're going to talk about a little later in the show. But we love you. Happy birthday, Tori. Wishing you the best. Okay, we're going to start things off a little differently today. How many of you think happiness is important? Anybody?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
There we go. We got a couple claps. Some people like being miserable. All right. We found a Time magazine article that lists some things that you think are making you happy, but they're actually not working for you. So let's run down each of these things and see if you agree or disagree, okay? Up first, dodging your negative emotions. Turns out bottling emotions like anger, fear, and resentment can actually make them worse. It can also make people more aggressive, make you have fewer close relationships, and even lead to increased risk of early death. You kind of on? I believe that.
Oh, yeah. You shouldn't. I mean, people bottle all the time, but eventually it just blows up. So, yeah, I mean, I love to avoid discomfort.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to go through that discomfort to get to the other side of it, right?
You know, I can't speak for the men in your family, but I will say in general, I think this was a big problem with men, especially when I was first growing up. I've seen it change. I've started to hear men, such as even myself, talk about going to therapy. But before, men were just like, let's get some beer and some whiskey and we'll bury whatever pain we're going through.
That's not how you're supposed to do it?
I know. It's basically it's the economic plan for every bar in America.
Yes.
But I think a lot of guys are just like, hey, Jeff, that was weird. Let's get on the phone. Let's talk. Whereas 20, 30 years ago, I had family members that just wouldn't speak for 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, so I do think understanding that, letting that out, even though it's uncomfortable, very important.
Very important. Up next, living in a city. So what's wrong with living in a city, right? Turns out studies show living in urban areas translate to stress, anxiety, and even unhappiness. So Erica, you're kind of city living, right?
I'm very city.
Yeah. So would you agree with this or not agree with this?
No, I get anxiety when I am in like rural areas or suburban areas. I get anxiety anytime I can't walk somewhere and like go to a store or see other people outside of the neighborhood. So I've lived in the city or in a city since '99, and so between Chicago, Denver, Sacramento, I've always been slap dab in the city. However, the big issue now is parking. Like anytime, but now that we live in a home, it's a lot different than when we lived in like a high rise, because people are constantly in our area and we have people over. So I'm always like, well, you need to Uber. I mean, you should Uber anyway because, you know, we like to serve libations.
Yes.
Always Uber
parking,
Erica's house. That's a rule.
Parking gets a little stressful.
I could imagine. How about you? The older I get, the more I want to move to the top of that mountain.
And Jeff,
and away from everything.
I saw that happen to my father, and I can feel it happening to me. You know what? This is the way I equate it, and just really quickly, you should live in the city if you still do city stuff.
Yeah.
If you still like to go to new restaurant openings, if you want to go see the symphony, if you want to go hear, you know, DJ spin 90s techno funk.
Very specific.
That's going to be in the city. If you're kind of done with that, if you kind of are into building sheds and grilling on the weekends and having a bigger space to host more people, move further out. You know, so I think it's just like if you still do city stuff, stay in the city. But if you're just kind of there because you're like, it's all I've known, try the suburbs out. You might like it a little quieter.
I'll tell you a big factor that we didn't mention. Children.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have some children, things change up a little bit. You're more of a county fair type of guy. All right, how about this one? Having lots of free time. A recent study showed that any benefits that comes with having free time levels off at about 2 hours. Having more than 5 hours of free time each day can lead to unhappiness. This might be the explanation for the negativity on social media. People have too much free time on their hands. Yeah, that's my opinion.
I think it goes both ways, because I used to pray for like just a stacked schedule. I wanted to be busy all the time, and that has caused a lot of issues for me. Having too much free time, I don't even identify with anymore. But I think just either end of either spectrum is not healthy.
Totally.
I mean,
you gotta have a balance.
Jeff, this gets to my problem with like that I've always had with vacation. I don't know what to do. Everybody's like, let's go to the beach and go to Hawaii. All right. And then after an hour, what are we doing here, bro? I don't get it. You're just laying on sand, which is just dirt that made it. I don't care about it. It's fancy dirt.
Oh
It's
my
fancy
gosh,
dirt.
Al.
I don't understand vacation. Laying in a hammock, I feel fine. Why do I need to lay down? I don't understand how people relax. Maybe this is why I need a vacation.
What do you do for your vacation? What do you do to relax?
I'm a tinkerer, so I like to mess around my DJ stuff and call my friends and I like to mess around. I don't like to just be like, go lay in that dirt. You're relaxing. It's like, I don't like this. Whatever. Lay down.
I'll back you up on this one. When I go on vacation with Jordan, we're at the beach or something, she could lay there for hours. And I'm 5 minutes. I'm like, do you want to play like a paddle game? Or do you want to jump in the water? Like, I gotta do something. I can't just sit still.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy the beach.
There we
do
go.
enjoy the beach. All right. Here's another one. Chasing success. We all grew up learning about the American dream, working hard, climbing the corporate ladder, and landing that quote-unquote big job. But according to research, those successes lead to short-term happiness, not any sort of long-lasting happiness. It can cause you to fixate on the next big goal rather than enjoying what you've already achieved. This one is me to a T. You know what I mean? I'm always setting goals for myself, always trying to climb that ladder, and don't take time to reflect on where I've been, right? As much as I should, I'm always looking for the next thing.
Yeah. I would always say if you're not growing, then you're dying. And I do believe that that is true. But these are the conversations my husband and I have in our home because what a really great thing is that we write a lot of things down and have since we got together. So sometimes I'll have to take some of those things from like 5, 6, 7 years ago to be like, hey, remember when we were trying to get here, so that you remember that like it hasn't always been this way. And I think that's a really great way to kind of like temper that feeling.
Yes, you got to have those conversations.
Yeah.
Me and my wife getting them every once in a while, and I'm like, it's almost relieving to be like, I did do some things, right? Because I put too much pressure. This is just me personally on myself. Do you have similar feelings like that?
Absolutely, and I've listened to a lot of comics that have said that they've taken a second to kind of look at where they've come, and how far they've come, and I realized that my job, your job, whatever it is, whoever's watching, if you're a high-powered lawyer or a heart surgeon, your job is only going to bring you so much happiness. It's the things that, it's either the pleasure you derive from actually doing that thing or the impact you have on others. And I think when you realize that, and it's not about like, you can go get the car, you can get it, you can get the house, but like, how many people are miserable in a mansion? I know it sounds crazy, but a lot of people are, because you don't have, it's not real.
Yeah.
And it can be taken from you.
Everything that I read, or like, I always watch positive influencing things or whatever it is, they're always like, money is not it. Once you have the money, that has nothing to do with the happiness. Listen, I want the money, right? I think everyone climbing that ladder wants that money, but everyone that's a success story is like, it's not about the money. It's about finding your happiness at some point.
Al, you might remember this a few years ago. We were at the house and we had this conversation about anxiety, and I said something to the effect of like, I've never had the privilege of having anxiety before. And I remember you tweeted it and people were coming at me, and I was like, first of all, Al, I said that on my patio. What are you doing? Yes.
I'm
and you were like,
social media in like 2 years.
No, and you were like, this is what Erica said, and I really think it's true. And 50 Cent just said that same thing in a podcast, that people who are like really struggling to survive don't necessarily have time to think about what their mental health is.
Yes.
And I think that that's something that also goes into when everything is kind of taken care of, then you have a little bit more time to think about what's happening on the inside.
That makes a lot
and that
of sense.
can be as detrimental if you're not prepared for that.
Absolutely. I love those conversations. Coming up on DBL.
Tweeted.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Do you have a fear of saying yes? There's actually a term for that, and we're going to talk all about it. Plus, our interview with Rosie Perez. She was great. She's telling us all about her iconic roles over the years.
It's a new year and DBL is all the talk.
Let's get it going.
We had a lot to talk about last year.
I'm flexing every day.
And we're not stopping in 2023.
I'll see you guys on the flip side. Usually we're starting. Usually I'm not a big fan of like research studies, but this, when it applies to me specifically, I'm kind of in on it. But having these conversations, and maybe some people don't even think about like the goals or their happiness, or everyone thinks like if you have it all, that's what happiness is, and it's really not, right? It's about even in my travels, when I traveled around the world and saw the poorest of poor people, they were happy. And it kind of made my mind switch. And it's like, how do you have happiness when the dream is to have everything and you have nothing, but you're happy and I'm kind of like not there?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I think I think it depends on if you're a person who finds happiness based on the way that it feels versus based on the way that it looks. Because I think for a lot of people in our society, it's like, oh, I'll be happy when I have this particular job, which means that I have this particular income, which means I can live in this particular house. And then you get it and you're like, but where is the happiness package? Because it was never about the way that you would feel when you would have these things. It was about the way that it looked.
Right. This dream is sold to you young. You know, go get the American dream and go for it. And you get it early and you get it often. They show you what a success looks like in this country, what a failure looks like. And it takes you a long time to kind of unlearn, because a lot of that comes from a good place. They're like, you're my daughter, I want you to do well. But they don't. I don't think that we understand how much pressure you're putting on people, especially with social media. Because you're like, I went to middle school with that guy. He's got a circular driveway and 2 Mercedes. Like, that's going to put pressure on you. Yeah. But you don't know what's going on in his house. Yeah, and there's a lot of things that I look back at my career, and a lot of them was we were young, broke comics, having fun.
The best times.
The best times. Yeah. And it's so weird to think that I'm happy that I can take care of my family, but like the money that I don't do anything with it. I'm at home doing what I would do if I had nothing.
15.
Welcome back. As I said at the top of the show, we all heard of the word FOMO, the fear of missing out, which Tori's doing right now because it's her birthday.
Hey, Tori.
Happy birthday. There's a new fear out there. It's called FOSSI. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
The fear of saying yes. Apparently people have all sorts of reasons to fear saying yes, from financial concerns to overextending yourself or just the fear of failing. Anybody suffer from FOSSI?
Yes.
FOSSI.
Yes.
Oh, so you said yes twice, though. You weren't fearing it.
No. I feel now I do, because I realized that I had completely overextended myself.
We've had talks about that.
Yeah, because it's a situation where, especially for someone like I'm living in my biggest dream right now, and I don't have children, and I have the gift of resource, and that could be like time because I don't have children, or whatever your resource might be. And I do feel this need to give to others all the time because I feel like I'm a very blessed person. But you have to be able to temper that in some way, because first of all, you can't pour from an empty cup, and you can't ever expect that you'll be refilled in that way. So now I'm being very intentional about what I'll say yes to, even though it hurts sometimes to say no.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. Let's get to this next beat. Here's some things we should say yes to this year. Let's see what you think. New travel and vacations, vacation destinations, more social activities and plans, new friendships, and new hopes. Okay, well,
hobbies.
Whatever. Our hobbies, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even care about that.
But
those are suggestions.
Yeah.
I'd rather talk about what we think is important, right? Why do you say yes? For me, it's kind of like, hey, do you want to go to a concert next week and it's 10 of us there? Yeah, I'm in, sign me up. And then the next day I'm like, why did I say yes to that concert?
Right.
That's more of what I'm talking about. Obviously, those other things are great, but do you say yes a lot too?
I do. I don't know how to say no, as weird as that sounds. And, Jeff, I feel like a good barometer for if you have this condition is if you said yes to something and it gets canceled and it's the best news you've ever heard. When you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have to go to that party. Thank the Lord it got rained out. And it's like the fact that you even say that sounds terrible.
Thank the Lord.
That 4-year-old's birthday got canceled. Yes. But that just means that you're overextended, and you probably just needed those 2 hours to sit, and you feel guilty all the time when you're sitting, but it's that's how you continue to be productive.
Right.
So it's hard. I got to work on that. That's going to be my 2023.
But I'll tell you something. Usually when I go, oh, man, I don't want to do that, and I go, I got it, wrap. Yeah. I know. Okay, we'll be right back.
It's the best time ever.
From persimmons to groundhogs to woolly worms, there are numerous old wives' tales that claim to predict the severity of winter. But there is one claim roaring loudly above the rest. Last Wednesday, severe weather hit the southeast, and I posted about the big boom of thunder that clapped above our studio in the middle of a newscast. Immediately, several of you commented saying you had always heard thunder in winter means snow coming soon. Is it true? Let's verify. Our sources are meteorologist Christian Morgan, who consulted the National Weather Service and looked at weather records dating back years.
Well, you know, there is a little bit of truth to the overall myth, but let's break it down. In fact, I took the numbers from 2016 through 2020, and all of those winters combined only had 9 days with thunder, and only one of those scenarios had a day with snow that followed it. So that's about 11%. It's not really good. So it really boils down to what happens in the upper atmosphere, the jet stream. We talk a lot about it. And when it surges to the north, we usually have more of a mild weather pattern, which is what we've been experiencing over the last couple weeks. And you have warm air, you have more moisture that the jet stream moves our way. It's easier for us to have rain systems, easier for us to have thunderstorms, but that doesn't always mean it's going to snow.
So we can verify no, thunder in winter does not guarantee snow within the next 2 weeks, but it can indicate an unstable atmosphere, making conditions favorable for winter precipitation. The National Weather Service emphasizes severe thunderstorms can occur any month of the year, though peak severe weather season is typically March, April, and May. With your Verify, I'm Megan Malaris.
Welcome back to DBL. She's Brooklyn's finest Emmy and Oscar-nominated actress who was in countless classics like White Men Can't Jump. Now she's laying down the law in season 2 of Your Honor. Check out our conversation with Rosie Perez.
Yes, Rosie.
Wow. Super excited, super happy. Rosie, thank you for being here. I want to get straight to your role because you're playing a federal prosecutor in Your Honor, and you play a detective in Now and Then, and you're a New Yorker, so let's be real. Do you feel like you're capable of solving a real crime? Because I feel like you are.
I probably totally could solve a real crime. I'm addicted to true crime. Yeah, we watch it every single night. And my favorite film genre is film noir, so I'm good.
Oh, have you been studying? There you go. All right.
Let's not forget about Pineapple Express.
Yes.
You also play a cop. One of my favorites.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. One of your many. But let's talk about Your Honor season 2. I love that show. It's a heavy show, and you talked to Bryan Cranston, and he asked you to join with this a day's notice. He asked you on Friday. You had to film on Monday. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah, I first turned it down. I was like, there's no way that I'm going to have enough time to prepare. And he kept emailing me, and at the end of each email was like, call me. And we have a mutual friend, Ramon Rodriguez, and Ramon called me, and he said, you'd be a fool to turn this down. You know, just call the man. And then I finally did, and we spoke for like several hours. And one thing that he just kept reiterating is, I got your back. I'm not going to let you fail. You're a pro. You could do this. That's why we asked you. We know that you could just jump right in. And he told me a time where he had to jump right in at a moment's notice, and that he never regretted it. And I was like, oh. And so, yeah, and I was like, oh, gosh, I hate you. Okay, I'll do it. And so, that was it.
Had you watched season 1 prior to talking to Bryan?
Yes, that was part of my hesitation because the caliber of acting on that show is astounding. I just wanted to bring my A game, and I usually prepare months for a role. So, yeah.
I'm sure you did, Rosie. I'm sure you did.
Yeah. Well, Rosie, you say the underbelly of your character in The Flight Attendant is aging insecurity. So how do you feel Hollywood has responded to you aging, especially knowing that you look the same as you did when we first met?
Wow. Okay. Well, maybe you should see me in the morning. I keep getting roles, age-appropriate roles. So, I'm just gonna go with it, and I think that it's really, really great, you know, and because there is ageism in Hollywood and stuff. So, but they're coming to me, and I'm just saying thank you over and over again, you know, and I mean, I could do stuff, and I just was like, oh, I don't know, maybe I'll wait. It's working for me now, this face, so just stick with it.
Yeah, they're coming to you because you're super dope. You didn't dream of being an actress. You actually had plans to major in biochemistry before you were discovered in your early 20s. Was the road as a Latina with a New York accent harder than you imagined?
There are other actors out there that have New York accents, and it was never an issue for them. They were offered different kind of roles. So it's twofold. It's not just my accent, it's my ethnicity and my nationality that was an issue, but they didn't want to say it. And so it was really difficult, you know? It was very difficult, but I just kept plugging away.
Yeah, and speaking of plugging away, I don't know why I'm looking at you, Rosie, and I just picture you arguing with Woody in the bed and White Man Can't Jump. You do look exactly the same, but you've been in the business for 3 decades. How do you keep it real? Because you are that same girl, at least in my eyes. You have the same accent. You keep it real, Rosie.
You know, some roles I drop the accent, and it's crazy with social media. There's like, why is she talking like this? She doesn't talk like that, you know. And I'm playing a role, guys.
Acting.
But you know, it really comes from Raul Julia, because I remember meeting him, and I was flabbergasted and starstruck, of course, God rest his soul. And one of the main things that he told me, he says, don't worry about the accent. I never did, and it worked for me. Just worried about the work. Worry about being good in the work. And he says, so don't let them get to you. And I was like, wow, you know, that coming from an icon like Raul Julia, that always stuck with me. And plus, I'm just me, so I don't really care what people think. You know, they're going to think what they're going to think, and I'm just going to keep working harder.
How refreshing. Rosie, thank you so much for joining us today. Catch season 2 of Your Honor premiering January 13th, only on Showtime. I can't wait. Rosie, again, thank you so much.
Come back and see us.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks.
We'll be right back.
These are our sources. According to the CDC, canine influenza, also known as dog flu or canine flu, is, quote, a contagious respiratory disease in dogs caused by specific type A influenza viruses known to infect dogs. According to Dr. Christine Klippen, canine flu is more harmful to dogs than kennel cough, and she says we're still seeing new cases in Montgomery County. Symptoms are similar to the flu in humans, including cough, runny nose, fever, lethargy, eye discharge, and reduced appetite. Severity varies from dog to dog. For some, it's barely noticeable. In others, it can be fatal. If you notice your dog is struggling to breathe, lethargic, and not eating, take them to a vet. Those can be signs of pneumonia and serious infection. Otherwise, it's better to talk to your vet over the phone and keep your dog quarantined at home. Canine flu spreads through droplets when dogs cough, sneeze, or touch contaminated surfaces, and they're infectious for a while.
Animals can still continue to shed the virus for 14 to 20 days after resolution of their cough.
There is some good news, though. Vaccines are available. 2 shots the first time, then a booster every year. Plus, there's no evidence that canine flu can spread from dogs to people, so you can still snuggle up with your furry friend risk-free. If you're still worried, the CDC says that while canine flu can be fatal, the percentage of dogs that die from the illness is very small, so be careful, but don't panic. With your Verify, I'm Rafael Sanchez Cruz.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter helps you distinguish between true and false information by answering your questions. It provides fast facts on trending topics, spotlights major stories, and even includes a daily fun fact for all those trivia buffs out there. Get Verify's fast facts delivered every weekday to your email inbox. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
The U.S. Postal Service processes more than 425 million pieces of mail a day, including some sent by Verify viewer Barbara. She texted our team to ask whether it'll cost more to send mail this year. So Barbara, let's verify. Are stamp prices going up in 2023? Our sources are the U.S. Postal Service and the Postal Regulatory Commission. The price of stamps is controlled by the Postal Regulatory Commission. Currently, it costs 60 cents to mail a standard 1-ounce letter. In October, the Postal Service announced it wanted to raise the price to 63 cents and increase the cost of sending postcards and some international mail to help offset inflation. The request was approved by the Commission in November and takes effect on January 22nd. So, yes, stamp prices are going up in 2023. This is the second increase in less than a year. Stamps went up 2 cents on July 10th, 2022. You could save some money by purchasing Forever stamps before the increase on January 22nd. Forever stamps will always be enough postage to mail a 1-ounce letter, regardless of how much you paid to buy them. Just remember to buy your stamps from an official stamp seller. Offers of big discounts are usually a scam, and you'll likely end up with counterfeit stamps. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Welcome back. We've got some great products from our friends at Morning Save. Check them out.
All right, Steph, what do you have for us today?
Hello, Tori. Hi, DBL Nation. I'm so excited to go shopping with you today. And trust me, as ever, we've got some fabulous things for you to take a look at. So first up, we've got the August and Leo embroidered zigzag comforter set. Cute. So this deal includes 1 comforter and 2 shams available in 4 colors. So normally this is $105, but we've got it for just $29.99, which is saving up to 71%. Our next product is the Luce Dermal Definer Facial Toner and Cleansing Brush. So this deal includes 1 facial toner and brush, 1 charging cable, and 1 dust bag. And normally this is $89. Tori, we've got it today for $29.99,
yes,
which is saving 66%. Now this one is amazing. Today we have got the Life Pro Fitness Lumicure Light Therapy Torch Light. So this deal includes 1 light therapy torch, 1 carrying case, 2 rechargeable batteries, 1 battery charger, and super snazzy, 1 pair of protective goggles.
No way.
So normally it's $170, but we've got it for just $69.99, which is saving 59%. Now our last product today is the Odek Large Room True HEPA Air Purifier. So this deal includes 1 purifier with a 5-stage system that cleans 99.97% of indoor pollutants. Normally it's $130.
Those are pricey, yeah.
But now it's $49.99, so that saves you guys 62%.
Everybody head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices, or you can even just scan that QR code right on screen. It's going to take you directly to these products on Morning Save's website. Could not be easier. Steph, thank you so, so much.
We only got 10 seconds. Do you guys use a humidifier when you sleep?
I do.
In the winter.
You have to, right? Especially here in Denver.
It reminds me of being a little kid. I just need some Vicks Vapor Rub and I'm good to go. Shout out to Nana.
I still do that. It feels good. Maybe it makes you feel like a kid.
Yes.
There it is. All right, we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place.